Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It is week 3. It is Emerald. It is Houston Flames versus Miami Caiman. I am Ducky.
What's up, guys? My name is Disbarden.
And we are going to be in for a pretty interesting match today. We already have some things in already. We are going to be going to Nepal straight off the rip. Let me see if I can find the bands, because they discussed them super early. We are going to see Houston start off with a Emery ban, which is pretty interesting. Notorious and Kafka over at Houston, I will say, are pretty great hitscan players. I would say he's sort of a crutch towards Notorious. He is notoriously, pun intended, notoriously known for his Emery. Back when I was playing for Houston, he was the GOAT, dare I say. We are going to see Miami ban Lucio, which again is another crutch to Houston, which is sort of interesting. Tracer is, dare I say, one of the best Lucio players within Emerald. It is pretty interesting to see. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, not a common pick, honestly. Everybody's been picking Elios so far, it looks like. I know my team in Sapphire, we picked Elios last week, or week 1, sorry.
Yeah, I believe I haven't seen any teams not pick Elios so far. I think this is like the first in Emerald to have this happen. Nepal's a pretty interesting off the rip pick, but no, it's going to be an interesting matchup here. Both teams do have a lot to play for. If we have a look at the standings here, Houston are sitting 4th currently. It's going to be pretty interesting. We have sort of an interesting season for Miami so far. This is a team which is fully rookie, I believe. A full rookie team. Not something you typically really see anymore. Well, not that I've really realized, a lot of these teams here in Emerald seem to be, for the most part now, returning players at the start of the season. It was a lot of rookie players. Now it's moved to returning, aside from Miami.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that's good for the league, of course. You know, a lot of new players, a lot of returning players as well. So, some familiar faces like a Tracer Eraser.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Tracer come back. Definitely a huge plus to the side of Houston. You know, the comms they give and their playstyle specifically is absolutely incredible. But we are going to get started here, and let's see what happens. Stray is on my watch list. Typically a Venture, but we're going in with a Tracer. Zamps is going to be, interestingly enough, on the Zarya. Don't really typically see that. Normally Zamps is much more of a divey, much more of a Winston player.
Down goes Tracer Eraser on the Mizuki.
Stray is going to get first kill, though it's going to be followed up by Kafka.
It's still a little bit overextended there. Just a little bit. Getting punished.
It's interesting to see Houston's playstyle now. In previous match weeks, are very much more known for the straight dive. It seems like they are trying to change up their style of play. Miami, though, very much sticking with the good old, and it does seem to be working out so far as they keep point capped. Houston's sort of struggling here to make a foothold, trying to go down the main lane, but he's just getting caught off guard by Stray there. Trying to find a pick, trying to find Tracer again, but it's just not working out yet.
Stray getting really aggressive with the flanks. Looking for the pick on the Mizuki again. Down goes Zarya early for Houston. And now they're just going to clean it up here, yeah.
Stray is extremely good at their job. I will still say, wholeheartedly, Bowser is the best Venture in the league. I don't care what anyone says. But Stray is certainly up there. And it seems like Houston did stagger slightly there.
Yeah, they did have a few picks,
a messy one.
a few trades, but Miami able to clean it up there.
Interesting to see. It's something new and something refreshing to have a rookie team like Miami in the league. With all these new faces, it is... I mean, God, where do I get started? Ashes, for example, who's now playing in Sapphire here and there for a few teams, basically topping the leaderboard up there when it comes to support. Like these
nice pick.
These new rookie players are something else.
Another pick onto the Moira. Yeah, with the ult advantage that Miami has here. Gonna be tough for Houston. Maybe they can get one more fight in here. If they can get a quick touch.
Yeah, Kafka with Sierra Old Faithful, trying to find a good pick here. Is going to try and get on point.
Can they get it? They got the touchdown. Don't think they're gonna have a second touch
like
here.
it, unfortunately. That is extremely good from Miami. That is certainly not a side of Miami I've seen yet. Very, very, very interesting. The past 2 games they've played have been losses. They are 0-6 on map record. They haven't really had anything go their way. And it seems like Houston, I don't want to jinx it, but Houston finally might be the team they need to go against to start pushing themselves up here as we hit mid-season now.
They did a really great job with Stray on the Tracer there. Tracer really holding a lot of space for them, getting picks early. So, yeah, really nice plan, really nice execution there. Even with the Zarya Orisa matchup, sorry.
Stray did move on to... Oh no, they swapped back to Tracer. Never mind, don't mind me.
Yeah, they got the quick TP in. You now have some swaps on the side of Houston.
Yeah, Notorious moving to Reaper. Doesn't surprise me too much, they are pretty good on Reaper. They do have slightly weird positioning, which Miami may use to their advantage here. It doesn't seem like it.
The map here. Still very winnable for Miami. They're probably just gonna back up here. They might give points.
Yeah, with being down without your May, yeah, they will have to give here.
We did in fact see the May play there, Banger. We did in fact see the May play.
We will not ignore the May play. If anything, I think...
they can make up for it here with a huge wall, though. There goes Zarya. Huge wall. Huge wall. And Houston's just going to have to back up here. Notorious down on the way out. Cleaning it up. Tracer's with a nice shot onto the Tracer there. Living up to their name. Racing the Tracer. Nice shot.
This is pretty interesting to see. Zamps, I am so used to seeing be more aggressive, but it doesn't seem that way. Keeps getting walled off by the May. He's going to get the bubble in time just to save their teammate, but seems like they're going to get stuck into an ult. Whether or not it gets anyone, it does get Giggles.
Tracer goes down for Houston.
Press Q and it works indeed. Cleans everything.
And then they still have a slight ult advantage here with the 2 support ults. Some of the best ults in the game, of course. Ray and Gates here.
Yeah, especially down in this lane.
Houston really having nothing to counter but the Moira ult here.
We'll say Giggles is known for being one of the best supports in the league currently, in the top 3, but whether or not they can save their team here with their ult, I don't know. It just seems like no matter what they do, they're getting distracted, they're getting picked off, it is not enough.
Tracer getting aggressive again.
Yeah, Houston really need to identify their Tracer problem. As soon as Stray dives in, it is over. They're not focusing on the attack anymore. They're all going straight in on one player. But by that point, they're just going to recall out. They're not buying themselves enough time here.
Here comes the Moira ult here.
Also going to see Yuri's ult get popped.
That's 2 for Houston.
2.
Got traded out.
It's big.
There's the pulse bubbled. Really nice.
Bit of an awkward one.
Miami can finish off this Orisa. Clean up a nice fight win. They absolutely needed. Okay, they're gonna let the Orisa live. I just didn't want to get too greedy. Strays is getting very aggressive yet again. Looking for a pick on Sierra.
Wondering if we're going to see Orisa use her ult here. Needs to get out of the way just in time, just barely avoids that ult. We are going to see it finally get popped. Is it going to get anyone? It isn't. That is so unfortunate. It just nearly got Zamsveb. Wasn't quite enough. Miami is going to go on the
reset
retreat.
here for sure.
So far, though, I mean, this is extremely good gameplay from both sides.
Yeah,
Houston
absolutely.
just
Not a ton of
needs a
mistakes.
slightly slower tempo.
And there's a big wall.
Gonna see Juno's ult get popped.
Vamps is gonna fall early. Big man.
Big!
Yeah, this one
Absolutely
is
big
over.
ult.
Wow.
What do I even say? That is something else.
Going from falling off the map first fight to cleaning it up there at the end with a big freeze.
I guess
Very
we forgive
nice.
you, Banger, for falling off. I guess we forgive you.
It was a really good first map. I wonder what this play is going to be. Got an Orisa play.
This Miami side is truly unleashed now. A lot of changes have happened so far to get to this midpoint in the season, and it seems like it is paying off. Trust in the Buns. They know what they're doing, and if that map says anything, I don't want to call it early. But with gameplay like that, I sort of want to say they could do a sweep here. I don't know. That might be a bit brash, but I haven't seen Miami play like this at all this season.
A really, really great gameplay from the DPS lineup, both Stray and Banger. Getting some huge picks early in fights, especially Stray on the Tracer. And everyone just kind of working together. It looked like their teamwork was kind of the difference. Zams kind of looked a little bit lost on the Zarya, maybe. So, with their map, it's probably going to a dive map here.
Yeah, this isn't the playstyle that I am typically accustomed to when I was at Houston before I left. This is typically a very divey team. You're normally expecting to see a Winston on your team. You're normally expecting the Emery and the Lucio. I could sort of see it as maybe map 1 they were willing to throw away, get that Emery ban out the way, let them get that Lucio ban out the way so Notorious and Tracer can play in their roles. But that could be a bit demoralizing for the team off the rip. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, it could have also been a warm-up map. We never know what we're going to go to here from... We're going to go to Midtown here next, so a little bit more of a poke. Can play some dive here, so... It'll be interesting to see what the game plan is for Houston.
Yeah, I mean, there are some pretty big changes. Pretty big changes to both teams. Looking specifically at Miami, I couldn't even tell you how they're going to play and how they're going to push against Houston. I mean, if you just look at the recent transactions, Guna, who was with Miami, did get taken off. They went to waiver wire, which went straight to Washington. And in came Ginkgo's with Emerald into the Emerald Miami roster, which, again, pretty interesting. It is just sort of insane to see the switch up here. Like, I mean, all credit really has to go to the sheer the sheer brains that Buns has, because this lineup is sort of natty. And for Houston, it's not too much of a change. I don't believe they really have any flexi players on their team apart from Tracer. Unfortunately, everyone else is registered onto a sole role, so it's not that big of a... It's sort of a hard one. For Houston, it's extremely hard to sort of come out of that dive. They are a super dive-focused team, but we are going to see a swap, actually, on the Houston side. Tracer is going to move into a DPS position, whilst Kafka is going to move on to support, which I believe is a first this season. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, some interesting swaps here. They might... I don't really know anyone's hero pool here, but... Maybe deciding to switch it up. Going to Midtown, of course, with the map pick. Maybe they're trying to change something around, see what works. Or maybe they have a game plan. We'll see here.
I couldn't even tell you what the hero pick's going to be from Kafka specifically. Tracer, I could sort of have a rough guess, but That's gonna throw Miami off slightly. When Miami have scrimmed Houston, it has always been the same set team. So having Houston finally try and be slightly more flexible was interesting. Whether or not it's gonna work out, I couldn't tell you. Maybe we are gonna see more of a poke, more of a dive. I am sort of hoping Houston moves back into their dive. They're sort of well known for it. They're well known for how Zamps can sort of get in there, can sort of disrupt play, take that attention away, for the DPS to move in, for the support to keep doing their job. I mean, Giggles on the Moira can easily get a pick or two. So, yeah, they just really have to play it careful here. If they don't, move back to the dive, it's going to be interesting. Maybe we're finally seeing Houston wanting to shake up their roster, wanting to shake up their playstyle. Maybe we could see a few more changes in the later weeks, but this could be just one big test match for them finally, seeing what works, what breaks, and maybe if certain players need to move around. But for Miami, though, it seems pretty set in stone.
Yeah, we could even see a Domina pick here. Domina has been pretty strong on Midtown.
I know.
Really. So
Zamps does do. Does he? Yes. Zamps does play Domina. So that is pretty possible, actually.
Yeah, gonna be interesting to see here. Trying to pull the roster right now, see who's eligible for what when it comes to Miami. But
we're gonna see Houston's ban here. They're gonna ban the Diva. Interesting. I couldn't tell you if Kev plays a lot of Diva. I can't really remember any Diva. The only Diva in this side of United Rogue I can think of is probably Moonshine.
Yeah, not a lot of. I wasn't expecting a lot of Diva, to be honest. After the nerfs, especially to the sub role, that's a pretty big nerf. But I'm sure Diva's still strong. You can ask my good friend and the goats, Ratman Hunter. He is the Diva player. He loves his Diva. But let's see here.
No matter what, Miami and Houston was always going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, these are two sides.
Yeah, we got a Vendetta van coming from Miami. That is a very interesting ban on Midtown, in my opinion. Is Tracer Racer a Vendetta player, maybe?
I don't believe so. I don't think I've ever seen Tracer go onto the van. I do know that, God, the times we've sort of screamed and we've played around in customs, they did have a pretty nasty Vendetta, but I couldn't tell you. I don't think they were moving to a Vendetta, but yeah, it could be targeted indeed.
Maybe we'll see an adjustment in playstyle here from Houston.
Again, it would be nice just to sort of see them lean back into what's comfortable. It's clear Map 1 was trying to, strip them away from that comfortability, trying to move into something not really known for them to try. They're not really, a pokey team or just anything of the matter. They've always been known for their dive, but they're clearly trying to experiment, trying to shake it up. It's not really working. We should see the dive come back. Maybe they'll feel a lot more confident and be able to take the fight to Miami. But Houston is going to get started for us on attack. And it doesn't look like we're going to see any real changes here. We're going to see Miami pretty much stay with the same formula, with the Orisa, with the Mei. Going to see Stray move off the Tracer to Venture with a Juno and Bat. But Houston, interestingly enough, sort of sticking with the same thing. And I don't know if I like that. I think Zarya's pretty okay, but, is getting called off a lot. Is getting ruled off a lot by Mei. Left vulnerable. Even with the bubble, left way too vulnerable. Notorious is going to stick on the Reaper, which I am completely okay with. He can get in faces. And Tracer is going to take on the role of Cass, which is typically what Notorious enjoys to play. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, with all the problems they had with the Tracer round 1, no surprise to see a Cass pick here, 100%. Trying to hold that high ground from the Venture there.
Yeah, Stray does enjoy getting in people's faces, which I'm expecting to see any moment now.
And there's the wall. They caught the
there
Reaper Lack
is
and caught the
the
Reaper Lack in
wall.
there.
That wall is devious.
Yeah, Banger absolutely making up for the
Stray getting in there,
incidences on that one.
taking Kafka straight down. I love to see it. I love to see Venture gameplay because it is just like that. But they're gonna sit there and start capping point. I love Venture. My fellow rock munchers, rise up. I'm sure everyone is celebrating, hands in the air, popcorn spilled everywhere just to see this Venture gameplay.
Yeah, it was really nice engage from their entire team, really, and even getting traded out, still handily winning the fight there for Miami.
Yeah, it looks like Banger is trying to sort of be careful here with the Mei, probably trying to look for another wall here. Doesn't quite get what they're looking for, and needs to pull back before they do fall.
Comes the Reaper behind.
May see Arisa fall here if she can't get out enough. But she is just going to hide around that corner. Notorious is looking for her, thinking she has left. And just like that, Arisa's going to get away.
Yeah, being bailed out a little bit there by the Bap and the Juno. And of course, Stray feeding just a tad, as they've now swapped over to the Brig to help defend the backline there from the Venture. Here comes the freeze.
Cassidy's ult is gonna be for nothing here. That wall is blocking his line of sight. He doesn't get anyone. Arisa's gonna move in, and Cassidy falls. Moira trying to provide backup, but is also gonna fall to the Arisa. Notorious is gonna try and get out, but it is for nothing. They do a wipe. Love to see it.
Yeah, really clean fight from Miami there. Houston invests 2 ults with the High Noon and the Coalescence, but nothing to show for it quite yet.
Stray is just absolutely loving just getting in their faces, hiding around corners, being a thorn in their side.
Here comes the Venture ults. Can they get the cast here?
Oh, they're just gonna trade.
Gets the trade. It's worth, I guess, though. They get the point. Push on
The
to
fact-
third.
The fact that works is absolutely disgusting.
I mean, when your
It's one
team's
of it-
rolling like this, you can take risks, and they're paying off for Miami so far.
Yeah,
See if they can continue
Stray,
here.
Stray is certainly comfortable with finding those oppositions, with just sort of getting in their face. It's like what I said, Houston does not know how to deal with nuisances. You know, characters, maybe a bit like Juno, maybe a bit like Tracer, a bit like Venture, they just sort of crumble because all attention is going to get focused on them. We are going to see a big ult, but Bap is going to throw Immortality down. Wall is going to block it for the most part. Are we going to see anything here? Zams is just getting bullied by Mei. Going to get finished off there.
Investing in the
Notorious.
grab, and a really nice defense of the grab with the Mei wall and the Immort.
Oh, Notorious. Oh, bit of a stagger there. Couldn't quite get out.
Let's see what they get a touch here for sure. Let's see what they got here. They have 3 ults online.
They could definitely do something here.
2 picks early for Miami. A third
See
pick.
Kafka struggle here. Doesn't seem like the swap with Tracer and Kafka is really working. I don't know.
First coming in for the touch.
Good attempt. It was a good attempt.
Yep, gotta get the touchdown. It is
Just
unlucky,
a bit,
but
just a bit too late holding those ults there. I would have liked to have seen that Reaper ult get popped just to try and make room, try to take attention, just so someone can get on that point, take that attention away. But just wasn't enough. You hate to sort of see when ults are left like that at the end of the game. Be interesting to see now though, is Houston gonna finally say, hey, I don't think this is working. We should probably move off for Zarya. We'll find out in a moment's time.
Yeah, I would like to see on their attack, maybe going to the monkey. I know they are very solid on the Winston, so would love to see a monkey pick. It looks like they're going back to the Zarya.
Not gonna see anything.
We're not gonna see the Winston here.
This sort of upsets me to see. I don't know. This is a tough one. This genuinely is when you have Banger and Stray, who are absolutely dominating your backline, getting in your face, not giving you no breathing room. You sort of need to play a character that can get straight back in their face, straight into taking their attention off. But wait, never mind. Maybe Zamps is hearing us. We are gonna see
into the Ram.
Yeah, moving on to Ramatra, which, as a Ramatra main, I love to see.
Let's go straight onto the stim now, off of the kind of divey backline characters. There's a huge wall.
I'm gonna see Tracer try and get into that backline. Dravo is not allowing that.
Can't secure the pick quite yet.
Kafka is gonna fall to Stray. Oh my god. You are a devious person.
They trade Stray, but immediately get picked off on the Ramatra there, and then Miami's just gonna continue to clean up the fight here.
This is sort of an awkward one. Now that we've seen Zams come off the Ramatra, seeming slightly more confident in the way they're playing, maybe it's not just a tank problem. Maybe we need to sort of see some switch-ups in support. Maybe we're going to see Kafka move off BAP here, or maybe we're going to see Giggles move off BAP. I wouldn't say no to a Mercy just to sort of keep your team up, sort of try and play for life. I mean, that Flash Burst can do a lot. But, I don't know, with the way they're falling, it's sort of a tough one. Tracer is just barely going to make it away from Stray, who is hunting down the ops. They're not allowing anyone to leave their vicinity. Zam's just going to try and
be put on by these the Miami DPS line here.
Good ult here from Stray, sort of dividing up the field of play.
Yeah, really cutting off.
Gonna miss that pulse bomb.
There's another big wall onto their Ramatra.
Oh, we pressed Q. Are we gonna see a big play here? They really need to get this point capped.
Another
Banger
freeze.
is just gonna get that ult out in time, but yeah, will not be enough, unfortunately. Stray, what are you doing?
Stray tends to feed a bit, but
they wanted one last goodbye.
yeah, they might be able to take a fight early here because of that now, though.
Yeah, being one down.
Change
things up.
Yeah, could catch them off guard here. We have Tracer setting up on that flank, on that long flank. But Stray kind of spamming over there and keeping the turns. Let's see what kind of play we get from the Tracer here. A Reaper TPing straight in. Can they bail out Notorious here?
Gonna get Kafka down a bit, unfortunately. Seems like Houston are having their moments, but it just isn't enough at times.
Yeah, it continues to be just a clinic from these Miami DPS players. Hitting clutch shots, clutch walls.
Yeah, it's... Realistically, maybe I'd like to see a counter mirror on the Mei, sort of give them that wall back, sort of try and lock them off, but... We won't see any swaps just yet, as they have built up 4 ults so far. They can do a lot here. Just comes down to how they're going to play it now. With Stray and Ashes both having their respective ults ready too.
A very large pick and a very aggressive Blizzard here from Banger. It works. It gets the Ramatra down. So it is even, trading a DPS 4 tank.
Seems like the Moira ult there didn't really do all that much on the Orisa. Sort of a waste. Now left with just Reaper and Baptiste ult. with 2 minutes left on the clock. They really need to get some people down here. We are gonna
Use
see
the window. Countered beautifully by Stray yet again. Making that window practically useless there. Counter window, high ground.
Holy, that is insane. Running out of time now. A lot of ults have been used. It is now coming down to Notorious and Zamps, Ramatra and Reaper ults about to be available.
We have the pulse bomb about to be online here. Trace Servicer's already on the flank, fighting Stray. They have pulse bomb.
Hopefully they can stick this one this time. Wasn't able to stick the last one.
And there's the recall being forced. Tracer Racer. There's the pulse bomb. Doesn't quite get in. The icebox forced out. That's a really big cooldown. Down goes Banger. Gets the Blizzard down. Will they be able to... Oh, they secure the kill on the Lori and get the kill on Reaper. Yeah, Miami's just going to clean up this fight here again.
Seems to be another... Yeah, I'm wondering if it could be they're hoping they're going to build a Moira ult maybe. Charge in with Moira ult, then respectively use Annihilation and Death Blossom. But they need to use these ults now. They are running out of time.
Here.
We're gonna see Moira ult finally get popped. This is the time to move in. Zamps is gonna move in with his ult. Notorious still holding his.
There's a very nice pick onto the sim from Tracer Racer.
Awesome big plays coming in now. This is exactly what they need. Probably holding the Reaper ult now just to clear room for when they get to this next point.
They have high ground. They're on the Alari, so could cause some serious trouble here. Here goes Houston's Tracer. Strike yet again, making a big play.
Notorious needs to make a move now.
This is still winnable.
Is gonna stagger.
Oh, still just a clinic being put on by the DPS players of Miami. So
maybe they could have done something there, but unfortunately Notorious being caught lacking by Stray with their turrets. That is a tricky one.
Of course, Stray getting the play of the game here on Venture.
You're gonna hear about this in United Rogue General 24/7. They're gonna say they made a broadcast play of the game. Everyone get ready. Bowser, get ready.
Yeah, good stuff from Miami there. That was just a clinic all around. The defense got a little shoddy there, you know, on that first point, but overall that was really solid.
Yeah, it's not good enough from Notorious, unfortunately. Holding that ult for near enough a minute 50 there, going in to finally use it, not finding anything at all, and then falling to a sim turret. I don't know, it's sort of not what Houston will be wanting right now. You know, they clearly wanted to hold that for that big pivotable change, getting in there, probably getting rid of the back line, but just nothing. You're gonna wait until the new year to see that ult, it seems like. Or who knows, maybe Christmas. Maybe you'll get it as a Christmas gift from good old Saint Nick, but holding that Death Blossom was not the move there at all.
Yeah, of course. Could have made a huge play, maybe flip that last fight, but just kind of holding onto it for a little bit too long. Let's see if they'll clean that up this next map. We are, in fact, going to Suravasa with the Houston map pick.
Houston
So,
not
let's see if they run it back on the Tracer.
Not typically having the best of luck on Savasa. Thinking of it makes me shudder. Never want to think about this map. So this could very well be the make or break, more so break. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it now. Need to sort of come off the Zarya here. It's just not working out at all. The bubbles have paid off here and there with an ult or two. But it's just not enough when your Reaper's holding ult is relying on you and is trying to waste it on the back line instead of probably using it on the Mei, using it on the Sim. You know, these Miami DPS are a different breed, and it's just waste after waste.
Yeah, now we have some swaps as well with the rosters. Roach is coming in for Banger on the side of Miami. So
Interesting.
first match in, are gonna be on DPS, so that's gonna be interesting to see. I always say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I like Buns spreading around the playing time here a little bit. I like to see it, and Kafka is now going back on the DPS Tracer Racer 2 support. So back to the original lineup for Houston.
I'm probably expecting a Lucio here. If there's a map for Lucio, we're probably going to see it here. Tracer probably moving back to be more productive, to be more supportive. I just really hope maybe those 2 losses are going to shake up Houston a bit. Say, hey guys, we need to wake up now. This can't happen. We had a sort of good start to the season. Yeah, we didn't do too hot against Chicago. We did much better against War. We sort of need this win here. And yeah, I don't know. This is not seeing Dive breaks my heart a little bit. I'm a Winston lover, and not seeing Winston, it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, I love Winston as well. Not of course the best Winston, but you know what? Still a fun character to play. Would love to see Zamps here on the Winston, but
Yeah,
we might get to see it here on Cervasa. Some teams have had a lot of success with Winston on Cervasa, so
if now's the time, it really would be now, unless unless Miami last second they're gonna go, hey guys, hero ban Winston, what are we thinking? And just completely lock down Zamps. That might be the call, actually. That would be the funniest call.
yeah. Unlucky for them though, Houston is going to be banning Orisa, so they did protect the Winston. Kind of banning what Kev has been playing this entire match so far. A lot of Orisa, so getting that Orisa ban in, we'll see if that helps.
Yeah. From the looks of it, their backup would be D.Va. They seem to be a pretty... Going off top 3 at least is Orisa, D.Va, and Zarya, so... Maybe they might go over Canemiro with Zarya, unless they decide to ban them. Maybe they're going to ban Winston instead, sort of go head-to-head. But,
Yeah, Miami will ban the Sierra here.
Huh.
It's a very interesting ban.
Yeah, as much as I can sort of understand it, you know, with Kafka sort of being like the Sierra of the league, I think they're sort of out of it. I think they're out of their mojo. They're not playing to their best. This is a very big change from the past 2 weeks. Maybe the Sierra ban isn't really going to do all that much. I don't think we're going to see many big plays.
Yeah, I mean, there's always time to come back. Houston, of course, with Kafka playing a lot of the Sierra, might be trying to absolutely squash it there with the Sierra ban. So I'll be interested to see what they come out on here early. Maybe the Emre, maybe Reaper will be interesting to see here.
I think
what
the
Houston
Emre
does
would be
kind of get back, get right.
Yeah, Emre would be pretty good to see. Yeah, will be interesting. I mean, Houston are sort of known for coming back late on in the game and giving a lot of bite and bark back. So I mean, we could see something here. I'm hoping so, because again, just as Miami, I believe now Houston may be a fully rookie team. I'm not too certain about the sub they have. I haven't actually quite heard of them before, so that's on me. I have no idea. But it is interesting to see. I don't know. This is going to make for a super interesting matchup. Super interesting.
Yeah, we'll be interested to see what Houston does come up with here. Would love to see some Winston, like we've been saying, try and get right, get to what they do best with the dive comps. Maybe Winston Rush type of comp. Would love to see it, but no matter what, they gotta play their game. Try not to get frustrated. Get right, take a map here, and look for the reverse sweep.
Yeah, I could sort of see maybe, yeah, the Lucio sort of leading in. Maybe a little bit of Monkey, a little bit of Emre, Cassidy too. I will say Notorious on Cassidy on this map. Those off angles you will just immediately get cleaned up on. So who knows? Who knows? Okay, sorry for the delay. Just
There's
seems
a
like,
slight disagreement here in the chat.
yeah. Okay, so the bans are going to be kept, I believe. I think we are going to go ahead now. We are going to get in the match. Hopefully. I don't know how much more I can ramble on about Winston. I love Winston. Winston is life. Bring back the OG intro.
Yeah, of course, having the Winston profile picture on the broadcast here. That has become my new favorite picture.
Can we get a Winston greetings in full accuracy?
Oh, not right now. I am getting over a little sinus thing, so we maybe next time I cast we'll get a Winston greetings.
Yeah, it's tab will open up for stream. It'll just be greetings.
Next time that'll be the opening, just me spamming the voice line on repeat.
Yeah, on a soundboard. That'd be lovely.
Could get
Seems
peak
like...
UR content right here.
Oh yeah, you'll make it onto the YouTube Shorts yet. Seems like we're just waiting on Houston to ready up. Not too certain what's going on yet. Yeah, this is sort of an awkward one. Shout out Azura, looking through the chat real quick. Lots of gambling going on. Everyone predicting Miami. Not really surprised.
Love to see the gambling in the chat. Of course, Phoenix doing map predictions. Love to see it.
Also, I don't endorse gambling. I'm a gambling man.
I mean, personally, I love gambling. I don't endorse it or condone it. However, I love to participate.
Yeah, me personally, I loved flushing my kid's college fund down the drain last week. We are finally going to get into the match. Here we are at Savasa. A little bit of a wait, but hopefully Houston are going to make up for it by sweeping Miami here, taking us onto more maps. Who knows? We could see it. Be pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely love to see Houston take a map here at least. Keep continuing this.
We've got it.
We're gonna have the monkey finally.
We finally
coming out.
Hi, greetings. We finally got it. Oh gosh, we are gonna see Kev move on to the Diva. Sort of as expected. Roach going to be playing on the Sojourn. Going to be interesting to see Sojourn on Savasa. Pretty dominant. You can sort of just lock anyone out with your good little trusty old bubble. Tracer, of course, on Lucio. To no one's surprise.
Yes, of course, we have an Onron cast coming from the side of Houston, and then here on Miami we have Stray on Venture yet again. They were a bit surprised they get to play Venture on the map 3, but
I'm not too surprised.
They're getting very aggressive engaged from Stray and getting punished for it here. Really nice shots from Notorious on that off angle there.
Look at Houston. This is what I'm saying. We just got to move into the monkey comp, and it sort of pays off. We're seeing Notorious on that cast getting pretty nice picks now. Taking those angles. Just has to be careful. It is sort of away from the team, away from hills.
Yeah, could get punished here. Gets peeled for early. Stray kind of confused about what they want to do. Backing out now.
Yeah, Stray may go back for a swap. Not too certain if the Venture's going to work into the cast. It's going to be a tricky one. Maybe someone's going to go in with Stray to sort of get them, but...
Yeah, they do have a support trade there. But Roach getting a pick on Notorious on the cast. Now looking like Miami's going to try and clean it up here.
Roach staying completely uncontested, just sort of peeking that corner and getting picks.
Yeah, really nice control from Roach on that off angle.
What are you
just
feeding your
pushing my
DPS,
guys
Buns? What? Oh, what is this?
That's a great question, and whatever it is, I need to try it. I'm awful at the damage roll.
It's okay, just one conversation of Buns will apparently change everything. Gonna see Houston come back now. Gonna try and take a different approach here. With Kafka getting absolutely slammed there. Notorious is gonna say, hey buddy, don't touch my Anran.
Still even winnable for both teams still here. Notorious going down.
Roach on just
very pickable there.
Yeah, just on 1 HP and sort of still being able to play Giggles.
This is still winnable for both teams. Onrun is back here.
Holding that point very well to stop them.
Yeah, gonna have to go for a slight reset here. And a recontest. It's at 91. They might not get a touch off. Unless Vamps gets it off here.
Winston. Yeah,
There he
Winston
goes.
will dive in just in time.
Huge pick onto the Juno. All lefties come down. Matching.
Moira's press Q. Gonna see Anran ult in. Could we see Roach full here?
Roach is gonna fall.
Gonna fall.
The beat from Houston. What does Cav have up his sleeve? Not. Oh!
Oh! Oh!
Unlucky, unlucky. We're gonna get a slight stagger there from the Juno.
Let's get this a
They
try.
do get fast respawn though. Maybe Miami could get a contest from Stray. They're going for it. They get the touchdown. Overtime.
Excavation initiation.
DPS ult's going down. They don't get the second touchdown.
That is an extremely good job from Notorious to try and keep them off that point, and it does pay off.
That was a very huge zoning noon, and then eventually picking off the Diva mech to secure the point there for Houston.
Yeah, it's sort of weird to see. Maybe they didn't move for a cast ban. Maybe Miami just wasn't expecting it, but it seems to be paying off. This comp is working extremely well for Houston now. Gonna see Roach move on to the Emery. Sort of upsetting. Sort of was enjoying the Sojourn gameplay, but can be a lot of benefits here against the Cass.
Yeah, especially in that mid to long range there. Onrun looking for a huge engage onto the Emre. Emre will fall here.
Gonna see Monkey get mad here. Just trying to throw him around a little bit. Gonna retreat though. Need heals.
Yeah, they're gonna go control that right side. They got Diva out of mech here. This is probably gonna be a fight win here.
Oh, goodbye, Stray.
Huge boop. Huge boop from Tracer Eraser.
Maybe it's time to move off a Diva. Maybe I could see Kev moving into his area. But with DMAC and just the Winston bubble, I don't see much value here.
Here comes the coalescence from Miami early. Looking to take some space with it. Monkey's jumping onto the back line.
So
Two big picks from Stray early.
It's gonna come at a slight cost there.
That got the blood pumping. They better watch out.
Miami is gonna just clean it up, and Houston is backing up now.
Recover your strength.
Yeah, it's the one risk with the Monkey comp they like to play. Zamps loves to get down and dirty, loves to get in there, just completely sort of take out that back line. The only downside is the rest of Houston is left completely defenseless, just as we saw. So sort of need to be more careful here if they want to recap this point, want to take that second point. Be much
You have a
more
ton of
considerate.
ults online for both sides. Miami with 3 big ults.
Excavation initiation.
And we're gonna see everyone press
pressing
Q.
Moira has fallen off the map for our blood Miami team.
Oh!
Still
Stray nearly
winnable.
falls off. Diva nearly falls off. Somehow both come back
My
up.
lord.
But it's not gonna be for much. There goes Kev. Bye bye.
What a poetic way to end it off with a Tracer Racer boop off the map there for second point.
Had to get those stats for the sheet. Had to get those stats.
Really, really good stuff there from Houston. Yet again, getting another point. And this could be just what they need to get back in this game.
This could very well be the
He
comeback.
will get forced out with the gameplay from the monkey, but he dies anyway. And through B.
Still got the Cass ult on standby. I don't really see them using it unless they're going to try and contest the point late on. Oh, Kev now does have D-Mech ready. Sort of got to wait for Monkey to leave though, otherwise that ult is for now.
Yeah, it's just gonna look like a reset here from Houston going to taxi. Now coming back with only the castle. Maybe trying to poke to farm the monkey ult there so they can go in super deep. See if they can get a pick or two.
Just to try and get that attention.
But Stray has already farmed another ult. Really just getting in there. My gosh, here comes another ult.
Gonna see two ults here on different flanks. Oh my
Roach
god.
with the Reaper ults getting two.
That is one way to clean up.
Really nice fight from Miami there to get back in this map. Likely gonna get a touch here from Houston though.
Yeah, may see some changes happen here for Houston. Now that we've seen Miami sort of shake it up, just sort of try and counterplay them.
Moira will die for the touch. Cass also falling. Yeah, Miami's just gonna clean this fight up here and get the points to prevent what would have been a huge map for Houston here. Still a chance to win it for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully we do see some changes coming. I don't really want to see Notorious come off that cast. That is working wonders right now. Not too sure about the Anran. Definitely getting in there. Definitely taking attention, but isn't really enough yet.
Yeah, Cass Moira falling early again to the Diva Venture combo. Getting another pick onto the on-run there. Another great drill out into the open from Stray. Still putting on a clinic.
This is a tough one. We could be seeing Kafka swap here. It doesn't really feel like this. This is... No, never mind.
Swap. Coming to the Domino.
It's another Domino Bunny skin. I don't rate this.
Domino immediately falling.
Maybe not the swap they're looking for. We're gonna see a lot of ults get popped here. Lucio popping their ult. Stray's gonna try and look for picks. Is gonna pick Giggles. Is gonna pick off Notorious.
And that's
Kafka
Stray, by the way,
picks
getting 3 ults in about 4.5, 5 fights. That's just...
Oh, that's
crazy
filthy.
ult generation from Stray.
Just isn't really enough for Houston now. Maybe it might have got to their head. They were having 2 good point holds. I really don't think the Domino swap was it.
Yeah, we'll see if we can, if they can turn it around here. It looks like the Juno's like, no?
I wasn't too... Yeah, I thought Juno was about to disconnect. I wasn't too certain there.
Could have been trouble. We get the Diva Bomb down. The remake can't quite get back in mech, but they get the point anyway. Little bit of a C9 there from Houston. That could have been a huge fight. Might win for them.
Comes down to this final point. Sort of wanted to get that last point there. It's unfortunate they just got a bit too distracted focusing on Stray. 3v1ing him wasn't sort of the move there. Now this
Stray
point...
already 60% to another Venture ultimate, by the way.
Yeah, it's insane. And they seem to control a lot of the field with that ult, so...
Here's Ray gonna come in for Houston. Or sorry, for Miami. Just gonna be able to walk through them with that Ray. Stray is back at another ultimate. My goodness.
So I don't want to say who's getting Role Star this season. But...
Yeah, it might be early, but Stray, from everything I've seen this match, absolutely deserving of a look. Really wonderful gameplay.
We are going to see that ult get popped. So many ults are going to get popped. Roach and Stray comboing up there just to wipe them out. Giggles is hiding, praying no one finds us. And she is going to get out. What a beautiful combo there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love to see the 3 ultimates being invested there when you do have point already. I think if they just would have popped Carry and the Venture ult, it probably would have been enough. But another fight already starting. Stray going really low.
Gonna see Zams miss their ult completely there.
Yeah, D.Va ate the ultimate. That is very impressive. D.Va could be out of mech here. Here's the bomb for the remech. Houston is down big, but a huge pick there.
Houston needs to
still winnable.
Here. Yeah, it is now or never, just to get this point, just to get straight down. Could we see it happen?
Clutch. Racer. And Notorious.
They very
the
well
out.
happen.
Very nice. They pushed the D.Va out. D.Va going back in for a last second touch.
Fully operational.
But they're just going to reset for the fight.
Houston needs to come back quickly here.
Yeah, they're probably going to get beat forced this fight for sure.
Stray going in behind yet to try and get a pick. Gonna force that beat out.
Stray gets 2 with the ultimate.
Gonna make that free now. Just Sams.
My goodness.
And that
will likely do it here.
Just settle things. There it is. It was a pretty good fight for the most part. They really did come back there with the dive. Ah, God, okay, prepare general chat.
Stray with another play of the game on Venture.
Absolutely great play here. I mean, just leaves nothing. Beautiful.
Tries to get the spray down at the end as well. But yeah, really great match. Even with it felt very competitive, even for a sweep there for Miami. So a lot of good things Houston's doing.
That officially makes it Miami's first series win, and that marks Houston's second. Sort of interesting. Maybe Houston just needs to sort of shake up how they play there. You know, the Zarya maybe was held for a bit too long, just really wasn't what they were looking for in this match week, unfortunately. Though if I do have to pick someone in specific, it's going to get quite an ego. Stray performed absolutely exceptional. If you're going to pick an MVP, it probably has to be Stray.
100%. I would 100% give it to Stray, but really the entire Miami team worked well together. The supports were doing their thing, but Stray just kind of stands alone at the top there. But very impressed with every Miami DPS I played. Roach had a couple really nice plays on the Reaper and the Sojourn on Sarabasa. Banger, of course, with the Mei on the first 2 maps, just kind of doing whatever they wanted, getting some huge freezes. Just really good gameplay all around from the DPS line. And of course, OG Buns with the win here today.
Buns, I will never doubt you or your Miami team again, but that is gonna wrap things up here from us with Miami taking the sweep. My name was Ducky.
My name is Spartan. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. But yeah, there also will be a stream at 10:30. It will be a Ruby game. I believe. Let me pull it up really quick, just to confirm who's playing so I don't screw it up. So tonight, 10:30, we'll have Dallas and Detroit Ruby playing. So a lot of exciting stuff going on there. Definitely tune back in at 10:30. Anything else you want to say, Dougie?
No, I think that sums it up. Stray, don't get too big of an ego, and Buns, I want whatever the hell you're feeding your players.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Thank you guys again. Have a great night.